Space engineer. Close. What do you got to do? Pilot. All right. Who do you think I work for? NASA? Who do you think I work for? Air Force. What about you? Navy. Very rarely do people get it right. I work for the Navy. So what I do in the Navy, the flying part, that's easy. So you guys know what submarines are? I look for submarines. Like when you guys were kids, play hide and seek, submarines play hide and seek with me. Except when you find them, they're usually not cool about that. They're kind of mad about that. So from North Korea, China, India, Japan, Australia, you name it, if they got a submarine, my job is to go find them. So you can see them when they're on top of water. That's easy. When they go underwater, you can't see them. So the Beats by Dre headphones that everybody crazy about, I've had those about 10 years ago. Yes, sir.
So you fly underwater?
Not a bad question. We don't fly underwater. We fly in the air. We listen underwater though. So they make, you know how dolphins, it's called echolocation. So dolphins can find out where they are from certain places. They put out energy into the water. Then when it bounces back, it can tell you how far it is. I use that with headphones to tell you how far submarines are away from the coast of America. That's my job. So while you guys are sleeping at night, our job is to fly around the Pacific Ocean, Gulf of Mexico, and the Atlantic Ocean to make sure there are no submarines coming towards the United States of America. Long story short. So the way I do that is, remember I told you those special headphones we use? Because we can't see underwater. That's just something we can't do. So we got to use our ears. So just from listening underwater, I hear whales, I hear dolphins, I hear sharks, I hear everything you think of. Then I hear this big man-made device. I can tell you everything about that submarine. I can tell you what country it was built in. I can tell you how fast it's going. I can tell you how deep it is. I can tell you if it's going north, south, east, or west. If it's coming up, going down, turning left, turning right. I can tell you if it's opening up its missile doors to shoot at Houston. I can tell you what street it's shooting at. I can tell you if it's shooting at Atlanta, Chicago, LA, all from listening to it. So naturally people think I was some genius in high school, and I wasn't. Like I was this close to dropping out. My GPA was 2.14. I grew up in Fifth Ward though, like right around the corner from here. So I speak all over the country. When I ask people where they think I'm from, they always say, you must be from New York, you must be from Chicago. No, I'm from Houston. And I grew up in the worst part of Houston. So when I grew up, I didn't want to be a pilot. I still play basketball to this day. I play in this gym, right upstairs. All I want to do is go to the NBA. That's what everybody in my environment wanted to do. Go play basketball, go play basketball. That's all I thought I could do. I got into aviation because when I tested to go in the military, I tested higher than they expected me to. So I had all these jobs lined up. They wanted me to be a cook, a plumber, a painter, painting the ship, not like a painter like you think Picasso. All these jobs that really weren't going to get me anywhere, regular jobs. So that's one piece of paper said, no, be on the right. I said, so what's this job? I remember like it was yesterday. He said, I don't know what the job is. It involves flying airplanes, looking for submarines. 90% of the people that try it, they fail. You're probably going to fail if you try that job, so don't try it. What? Who are you talking to? All right, I want that job. I couldn't swim. I didn't know anything about airplanes. I didn't even know what submarine was in high school. So y'all already followed me. So when I took that job though, my first time on a plane was going to Chicago to boot camp. Best decision I made. And I'm not a Navy recruiter. In boot camp, I saw grown men crying. They wanted to go home. But I was 18, I couldn't go back home. I had to stay, I had to stick it out. But it was the best decision I made, hands down. Yes, sir.
How old are you now?
35. I've been flying since 1998. What year were you born? 2004. Yeah, so when I started flying, like you weren't even thought of it. It's not a bad thing, but I've been doing it a long time. A very long time. So I've been to every country you can think of, and I'm from Fifth Ward. I told you I almost dropped out of school. Right now, as I talk to you, my mother is hooked on drugs in Fifth Ward, right now. I have no idea who my father is. My father could be in this gym, I wouldn't even know. No idea. So you can make a ton of excuses for why you can't make it. But I refuse to do that. All my homeboys, just like everything you see on TV, the ones getting locked up and shot up. Yeah. but I refuse to bring that energy into what I got going. So I own my own aviation business. Only 2% of pilots are black. If there was 100 pilots in here right now, only 2 of them would look like me. I'm no smarter than anybody else in here. When I was your age, I was probably doing worse stuff than you. But it was the people I was around. It was the environment I was in. And nobody came and told me, man, you know you can be great. Surround yourself with better people who are trying to do positive things, and the world is yours. Nobody ever came and told me that. I had to find out the hard way. The guy that works above me, he makes $180 per hour flying airplanes. $20 an hour, that's cool. $30 an hour, that's cool. $50 an hour, all right, whatever. If you can work that iPad or tablet that everybody's so crazy about, you can learn to fly an airplane. When we get up to 30, 35, 40,000 feet, we dial in where we want to go. We monitor the fuel gauges, the oil pressure, and the navigation system. But if you can work an iPad or a tablet, you can learn to fly a plane. But nobody's telling you that. That's why only 2% of us look like me. Only 1.5% are females, 4% are Hispanic. The rest are all white males. Even if you don't want to fly, there's so many other careers. You don't even have to go to college to become an air traffic controller. 12 months of training, 60 grand to start. Just other careers that people just don't tell you about. If you want to be a lawyer, we got our own lawyers. So you hear the radio commercials on 97.9. You get pulled over, call 1-800 to be free. Like, there's no way I'm calling them. We have our own lawyers. We got our own doctors. We got our own customer service reps. They get paid a lot better and they get to fly for free usually. That's why we've got a really quick presentation for you. I promise you it won't take long. Might be some interesting stuff in here. So really quick, the name of my company is Universal Lead Aerospace. We have an aviation STEM company. The only other companies like mine is one in Minneapolis, is one in Miami, Florida. The guy that's in Miami, Florida, his name is Barrington Irvin. At 23, he built his own airplane and flew around the world. A black guy. Young black guy, but people don't know about him. So he started the only other company like mine. Really, really humble dude too. So, with that being said, I am the only boy. I don't have any brothers. All I got is 4 younger sisters. I talk to young men who are in alternative schools. They've already committed serious crimes. And I will tell you the same thing I tell them. You have to respect the young ladies. If you don't remember anything else about an airplane, the money, or anything else, you have to respect the young ladies. I don't care what you see anybody else doing. I don't care what you hear about, what you see on TV. Any man that does not appreciate and respect the young ladies, he's hurt himself more than you can imagine. Don't touch them. Don't call them curse words. I don't care what you see anybody else doing in school. Nothing cool about that. Trust me. You'll see why in a second. You have to respect the young ladies. I got 4 younger sisters. All their boyfriends are terrified of me. Terrified. I'm not 6'10", but I tell them, whatever you do to my sister, I'm going to do to you. It's that simple. Keep that in mind. You have to respect the young ladies. No questions asked. So the reason this picture is so important, you know when you're in elementary school and you go take that kindergarten picture, we actually were homeless in this picture. We got dressed in the car. We got dressed in the car, put our clothes on, my mother combed my sister's hair in the car, and then we went into elementary school and took this picture. Nobody in my elementary school, they had no idea we were homeless at the time. We didn't tell them. And if you look at this picture, we was all smiles. All we had was each other. So we went from that to take the picture. After we got done, we went right back to that car. We went right back to that car. So that picture's forever gonna be etched with me. So our upgrade was this. It was 9 of us in this shotgun house. Me, my sisters, I told you my mother was in and out, battling drugs, even to this moment while I speak to you. My grandmother raised us, so we live right here in this little shack. So if you live in a house better than that right now, make sure you let your parents know how much you appreciate them. Because this is where I came from. So when they say rats and roaches, like literally, that's what we dealt with. But that's the old me. So if I can come from that and make it to where I am now, there's no reason why everybody else here can't do the same thing. No reason at all. So basically where I came from, all the stuff I've been through. I told you about my mother, my father. I told you, saw where I came from. I told you about the picture. I should have been dead or in jail right now. At least that's what society says anyway. Media say that. I should be dead or in jail. And you see that's not the case. You got to make that choice on your own though. Nobody's going to give it to you. If you think somebody owes you something, you already lost. Nobody owes you anything. I had to find out the hard way. So if your parents are good to you, let them know how much you appreciate them. Nobody owes you anything. Remember that. I'll tell you who I'm not. I'm not a drug dealer, not a gangbanger, a pimp. I don't know what that is. They still doing that. The reason y'all sagging is because the people that the media put in front of you sagging. So I work out a millionaire. It's where all of Jay-Z, Beyonce, Kevin Hart, whenever they come into Houston, that's where they bring their private planes. When they come off the plane, they don't look like that. They got their own blazers, they got their pants pulled up. I see this every single day. So when y'all go to YouTube and World Star and y'all see this with Kevin Gates, it's all fake. When they want to rent the airplanes, the same way y'all parents pull y'all car in the garage, we have the same thing at the hangar. So the G5s and G6s that they fake like they have, we pull them out of the hangar, we put them on the fence, and let you take as many pictures as you want for Instagram. You're gonna give us our $2,000 and we're gonna put our plane back up. It's that simple. That's how it works, so it's all fake. There's not a pilot in America that's gonna let Drake, Diddy, whoever you can think of, film a video while we're flying. It's too many liabilities. Drake light-skinned, he hit turbulence, he bumped himself, bruised himself, he's gonna sue the whole company. Sit down and put your seatbelt on like everybody else. That's how that works. So if you see any video, anybody flying in an airplane, shooting a video, it's fake. Again, we take it out like a garage, let you take pictures on it, and we put it up. We do that right here in Houston. Easy, that's not a problem, so don't believe that. But you don't know unless somebody can tell you. So that's who I'm not, but I'll tell you who I am though. I'm a father, I'm a mentor, I'm a family man, and I'm a veteran. So if you saw this all the time instead of what you see on World Star, on the media and all that, if you saw this image of black men, your idea about black men would change dramatically. I have one son, he's 11 years old. In 5th grade, he's already flown 5 airplanes. He goes to school in 5th Ward. I'm not a genius. He's not a genius. He's not in any magnet program. The reason he's flown 5 airplanes is because if I'm at the airport, I'm taking my son with me. That's why he's flown 5 airplanes. There's nothing amazing to it, to me, but he has that exposure and that access. That's what my company is for. Not just for him, but for people that look like him, people that look like his cousins and his niece, all of his relatives and friends. My job is to give you that exposure. And if I tell you how good my life was now compared to what you saw, you wouldn't even believe it. So that's who I am now. I'm proud to say that. So those are the submarines I chase. Remember I was telling you with the Beats by Dre headphones? Submarines can stay underwater forever. The only reason submarines come up is because humans can't stay underwater forever. Nuclear submarines can stay underwater forever. My job is to find them. Because if they get too close to California, there's nothing to blow up an entire city in like 30 seconds. But people don't know that. I didn't know that in high school either. I had to learn over the years, but nobody exposed it to me. I had to leave Houston to find that. I had to leave Houston. So keep that in mind. So that's the plane that I fly on, that's the submarine at the bottom. Like I say, if it's at the top, you can see the weight coming from behind the submarine, it's easy to find. That's the inside as well. A couple of pictures here. So I know that in the next 5 or 10 years, we're gonna have so many jobs open, not even just as pilots. Air traffic controllers. I told you, you don't gotta go to college to become an air traffic controller. After 12 months of training, you're gonna make 60 grand. There's no other job that you can think of that's gonna do that for you, that I know of, without college training. You're gonna make over 100 grand in about 6, 7 years. All you have to do is be focused when you go to air traffic control. If you like playing video games, try air traffic control school out. Yes, sir. If you just want to build them, Texas A&M, aerospace engineering. We got a communication with them as well, so we can make that happen. It's all achievable, trust me. If you want to build them, that can be done. Texas A&M has one of the best aerospace engineering programs in the country. very much worth looking into. So if you look at this chart right here, these are all the people I work with. It's called a pie chart. So you see the little slit on the left over here? These are all the females I work with. Not that many. Right here, these are the Hispanics I work with. These are the African Americans I work with. 1.7%, 4%, and 2%. The rest of this, all blue, these are all white males that I work with. For the first 3 years I was flying, I didn't see anybody that looked like me. I didn't see anybody look like my cousins, my uncles. Nobody looked like I looked. I could have easily gave up. And went somewhere else where I said, okay, well, I'm comfortable here because you look like me. You understand where I come from. But I wasn't hearing that. For the first 3 years, I didn't see anybody look like I did, doing what I did. But I enjoyed it. Been all over the world. So don't let that determine where you are, where you come from. So when I talk to people who say I don't know the struggle, I can tell you both sides of the fence. You got an uncle locked up, you got a cousin locked up, you got a brother locked up. Okay. When you used to Google my name at first, if you would have Googled Kenneth Morris, Houston, Texas, my mugshot come up. So what are you going to tell me about jail? What are you going to tell me about the streets? That I haven't known or experienced firsthand personally. So when I tell you I done been to all the toughest schools you can think of, they actually wear these suits at some of the schools that I talk to. When I was your age, nobody ever came and told me. I was 15 to 16 getting tattoos. I got 15 tattoos right now. The reason my friend is making $180 an hour and I'm not flying for United, I got death before dishonor on my chest. I got loyalty over everything on my arm. United is not about to let me fly their $40 million airplane with 300 people on it, and I'm all tatted up like I'm coming out the hood. I did this when I was 15 and 16. Trying to be cool. If I could take every one of these tattoos off right now, in front of everybody I was trying to be cool with, I'm off in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. I got 15 tattoos. I'm just the smartest dude that's making $180 an hour, but the decisions I was making when I was 15 and 16 changed everything. Changed everything. So you're not about to tell me about the streets. No, I don't even listen to that. I know firsthand. I told you, my mother's dealing with drugs right now, every day. So I deal with that in the morning, then I go to an airport with millionaires every day. So imagine that transition I have to balance. So if it can be done, you can do it. I'm no different from y'all. Just nobody told me back then. I was 19 in this picture. $36 million airplane with no flight training at all. My GPA was 2.14. Right out of HISD, Jones High School. They closed the school down, it was going so bad. But if I came out of that, there is no reason. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. So 19 years old, I did that. It was great, fun time. I was terrified. He asked me, do I want to fly the plane? Yeah, I'm from Fifth Ward, I want to fly. But as soon as I touched it, I didn't even have the confidence back then. But after I was done, I knew right then it wasn't nothing that you couldn't tell me I couldn't do. So that's some more pictures. I was stationed in Seattle, well, just north of Seattle, between Canada and Seattle, on this island called Whidbey Island. So what we do is we fly all around the Pacific Ocean, all down California, out to Hawaii, looking for submarines, 10 hours at a time. But nobody even exposed me to that when I was a kid. I had no idea. So I go to a lot of elementary schools. I've been a keynote speaker at Purdue University, all the way up in Indiana. Maybe 5–10% are African American or Hispanic. So they're trying to find out how to get more females, more African Americans, more Latinos involved in aviation. Because so many people are retiring, these jobs are going to be wide open. But if we don't apply for them, and we're still setting our limits low, and we're achieving those, and we're thinking we're doing something, we're kind of wasting our time. Trust me, even if you know what you want to do, I'm not trying to talk you out of your career path, but your plan B and plan C, I didn't even have a plan to doing this, but I'm so glad that the guy challenged me. Best decision ever made. So after I come out and talk to you, this is great. I invite you out to where I work at the airport. I'll show you everything I do. We got helicopters, airplanes, flight simulators, everything you think of. We have to sit right there at the airport. I work out of hobby. So if you got a PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, you're probably going to throw it away after you leave my job. Because we got the real deal. We actually just partnered with TSU They have a multi-million-dollar flight simulator that's even better than ours. So you think you're playing a video game, but you're really learning how to fly airplanes, and you don't even know it. It can be done. I said, my son, 11 years old, flying airplanes, there's no reason why everybody else in here can't. So that's my son on the left. Like I said, he goes to Atherton right now, the HID school in Fifth Ward. That red helicopter that you guys see flying around, the light flight helicopter, that's it right there in the middle. And the guy on the right-hand side, he goes, well, he just went to Jones last year, they closed it. Didn't have any idea what he wanted to do. Came out to the airport a few times. Now he's like one of the top pilots at San Jacinto College. They have a flight program there. At Lee College, San Jacinto College, and Texas Southern. But he's one of the top pilots there now. So those are people that I work with as well. So my program is, I really only focus, the airplanes and all that, that's cool. I'm at every celebrity you can think of. My program for the young men, respect the young ladies. Hands down, chase your dream, don't let anybody tell you that you can't do it. Don't get caught up in your environment. Trust me, I know the downfall of that. For the young ladies, never let anybody tell you what you can't do. Some of the best pilots I've ever flown would have been females. And the reason for that is, men, we have egos. I've been doing this since 1998. So there's nothing you can tell me about flying an airplane that I probably don't know. So if me and you are flying from here to Seattle, and I say, you know what? I bet I beat you to Seattle. It's just me and you talking. Nobody can hear us on the back of the plane. If I beat you to Seattle, you buy me dinner. You take that because you're a man, you're competitive. I push off from the gate 5 minutes before you, but I skip one of the things on the checklist. Because I know it like the back of my head, but just so I can get that dinner. Everybody get there safe, but with women, they're so methodical and meticulous, they're not worried about racing me to Seattle. Yeah. They're gonna make sure they get there, they may have their friends waiting for them to go shopping or something. They're not about to race me to prove something to me. In an emergency, I'll take a woman over a man any day. Any day. Keep that in mind. That's why I told you, you gotta respect them, man. I've been in emergencies with men and with women. We get frantic, we think we know it all, but we don't, so we don't pull out the checklist. Some of the best pilots I've ever flown would have been women. She's from Fifth Ward too, she graduated from Cashmere. She's a few years younger than me. But when you think about pilots, you don't think about those people. All you think about are older white men. But these are pilots that are really flying. That's Bessie Coleman. She was the first pilot of any male or female of African American descent. So these are pilots out there flying right now, and they're not, as you can see, they're easy to look at. These are some more. That's the first all-female. They're from Air Ethiopia. So the pilots were females, the flight attendants were females, the whole crew was female. So it can be done. She was a flight attendant. She's actually going at the top right. She was a flight attendant for about 4 or 5 years. She said, you know what, I want to fly the plane. Now she's in flight school out in Miami doing phenomenal things. So it can be done. Hispanic pilots as well. So she was the first female fighter pilot in the entire military, and that's one of the first Hispanic Blue Angel pilots. So the ones that do all the tricks and all that. I thought I was smart. Those guys are extremely intelligent at what they do. And we got Hispanic and African American astronauts as well. So it can be done. They had less than what I had. They came from Mexico with nothing, like $5, and they astronauts. You just got to make the choice. So one of the best things I get to do about my job is I get to meet every celebrity you can think of. You met Jay-Z, you met Beyonce. Kevin Hart really is about this tall. Super short dude, but whatever. So I get to meet them like, and I don't ask for pictures. Once you meet Warren Buffett is the second richest man on the planet. Everybody else don't even matter at that point. Most humble dude you'd ever want to meet. And they come through where I worked at, so the way I carry myself, they're going to remember that. So I don't get excited about a lot of the other things is because I know the opportunities are there. If I was your age and somebody came and told me what I'm telling you, I would be a multi-millionaire in ways you can't even imagine. I didn't know it back then. I'm still relatively young, so I'm chasing that dream now. But you guys can see everything I'm doing. This will be a memory. You guys can do way more than what I'm doing. So like I said, we get to meet all the celebrities, Kenny G, when they fly in for concerts. I really care less about the concert because you get to meet them firsthand and see who they really are. The first person I told about my program was Bun B. at his listening party. Just walked up to him and said, I got this idea where I want to expose kids to aviation. I want to take them where I work at, this, that, and other. Told him the places I was taking them. He said, man, I've never even been a millionaire. As soon as he said that, I said, yeah, this is something I can run with. Within a week, I was on 97.9. The week after that, channel 11, 13, 26, 39, 92.1, all of it. Without paying. And this is all just chasing a dream. I love what I do. You couldn't pay me to do anything else. Absolutely love what I do. Met all the Houston Texans. If I was doing the same thing I was doing before this, they would invite me to private practices. You think they let me get next to J.J. Watt and I had an orange jumpsuit on? No. Simple. You got to think, though. That's it. If I got to get rid of all my friends that's doing something negative to increase my opportunities like this, they're gone. I got one son. Another man cannot raise my son. I'm not leaving his side. So I'm not about to jeopardize my freedom for that. It's that simple. I don't care what you see on TV. Nothing, all that is fake. It's all fake. So keep that in mind. That's Michael Jordan's airplane. Like I said, that's a party in Atlanta. I don't really go out much. I really don't, because I really enjoy working. I love working. But that was a few weeks ago in Atlanta at Diddy's party. So we actually got the section right next to him. Cool dude, regular dude, but those opportunities are available because I put myself in a different category. I don't want to be a hustler. That's what? That's a waste of time. That's a waste of time. That's Michael Jordan's airplane. The reason we know is because wherever that plane is right now, I can get online and find out. The reason I know that is the same way you have customized license plates, people can have customized airplanes. The Air Jordans that people are buying, that's what this plane looks like. The blue and white ones. I can't remember the name of them. But their Jordans actually look like that. The number on this plane is N236MJ. N is because every plane registered in North America starts with the letter N. 23 because he wore the number 23 when he was playing basketball. 6 was his Olympic number. MJ for Michael Jordan. If you Google that, you'll find out where his plane is every second of the day. I'm not a stalker. I don't really do that, but just a little information for you. So Ludacris has his own plane. Diddy has his own plane. Drake can't afford his own plane. I hate when people say, you know Drake just bought a G5? No, he didn't. G5 is $50 million. Who was about to grow? So don't get caught up in that. What they do is, it's called fractional ownership. So if I give you $100,000 or pay $100,000, then I'm gonna be entitled to this aircraft for 50 hours. So if it takes me 4 hours to fly to Las Vegas, now I have 46 hours left that I can use that aircraft. I only spent $100,000 instead of $1 million. But you would think it was mine because I can do whatever the owner's doing. So I bought a part of that aircraft, fractional ownership. That's what it's called. So don't buy into it. That's when Kevin Hart came out to the military base. A friend of mine was out there and took a picture. I told you he's super short. Like, that plane is small. So if he's, short dude. But when people get around airplanes, they get excited. It's a good life, I'm telling you. So even if you don't want to be a pilot, I'm telling you, it's not a problem. But we have so many other careers that you can really enjoy, take care of your family, and travel with. And these are all people who support the program around the country, in Seattle, Afghanistan, Chicago, Boise, Idaho. The lady at the top left, her grandfather is the person that trained the Tuskegee Airmen. That's Christina Anderson. That's George Foreman at the bottom. This guy here is Lazarus Blunt. He went to TSU. He's about 25 now. He's a private pilot out of Billionaire. Young guy. But if he can do it, I guarantee you everybody here can do it. So that's my social media. I'm on all the social media sites. Everything I put up is positive. If you're looking for me to come put up, oh, I'm with Madonna today, no, I'm not doing that. But everything I put up is to inspire you and show you that I can, if I can make it out of my situation, that's no reason why you can't. If you follow me, I'm gonna follow you back. If you start putting up crazy stuff, I'm gonna tell you. When people send me letters or resumes for internships and things like that, I'll look at it for about 5 or 10 seconds, then I'm gonna go to your social media page. I'm gonna look at your Facebook page, I'm gonna look at your Instagram page. That's what's gonna tell me who you really are. The same thing happens when you apply for jobs. You got the best resume on the planet. They're gonna go to your Facebook page or whatever social media you got. If you got pictures of weed on your page, nah. I'm gonna tell you about it, but why would I invite that into my situation that's positive and beneficial to the people around me? So be careful what you put on your social media. I don't care what you see anybody else doing. One man think I'm saying a bunch of negative stuff, and the next comment, I can't find a job. There's a reason for that. There's a reason for that. And you can think I don't know, but in 5 to 10 years, and your situation is not where you want to be, you're going to go back and think about what you could have done differently. So you can start right now. But if I can make it out of Fifth Ward, and make it to where I am, there is no reason why everybody here can't do the same thing. All right? That's my presentation. Any questions? Anything I may have went to? Yes, ma'am. I like that. Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Do I know her? Sharon Kine? Yes, me, but I like to share my kind. I am kind. And I like to share. Nothing wrong with that question. Any more questions? Did y'all learn anything? Yes, sir.
How far can you go before it reach the altitude?
I understand what you're saying. So altitude is any time I leave the ground. So you're asking the highest altitude my plane can reach?
Yeah, like
Depends.
how far can you go before
So it depends on what plane. My plane is about 40,000. There's other plane that can reach about 70,000. That's a private military plane. So it's like the curvature of the earth. You can go up so high, but only one person is going to sit on that plane. They can see the earth's curvature. That's a private military. To be a test pilot, you have to get qualifications for that. Yeah, in order to, when you build an airplane, it's called Experimental Aircraft Association. So you can build a plane at home, and you can fly it, but you can't fly it out of Hobby or Bush or anything like that. It's going to be at a private airport where there are a lot of people that are. All right, so thank you all very much. You got a question?
I got two. Somebody else got a question before I do? You got one? All right, 2 good. Is there any plane that you haven't flown yet that you would want to fly?
Good question. That I haven't flown that I would want to fly. Fly the space shuttle. That's about it. I'd be interested in flying the space shuttle. I feel like I can do it. Why not, right? They can do it. I can do it. Yeah, I think that's about it. Probably the space shuttle. Like I said, I don't fly jets. The plane we fly called patrol planes. So we have big four props. It's like the big commercial airplanes, except we look for submarines in it. So I don't fly jets though. So we don't go as fast as jets. Yes, sir.
how many submarines are found?
How many submarines? I can't really tell you that. But when you get older, you understand why. It's a lot though. It's a lot, okay? I promise you. Yes, sir.
And y'all have drones?
Do we have drones? My particular company, no. But the company that we work with, yes.
TSU?
No, not TSU. It's a company out in up north on 59. It's right around Cleveland. Small. Yes, sir.
How many planes you flown?
How many planes? Probably 12. I think right around 12. 12 different airplanes. Yes, sir.
How many planes are there in the world?
Too many to count. There are a lot of planes. There are a lot of planes. Sometimes they're super small. Then sometimes they're huge. So there are a lot of airplanes.
Why
Yes, ma'am.
can't you fly jets?
Why can't I fly jets? That's a great question. Not that I can't fly jets, but I would have to go through additional training. And where I'm at right now, being a business owner, that's not my interest. But if that was something that I was interested in, I just have to go through some more schooling and things like that, which wouldn't be too hard, but I really love what I do now. So that's a good question. Yes, sir.
Kids like my age can do that?
Yes, kids like your age can do this.
They can fly planes?
Yes, you can. You let younger kids fly planes. You can. I'm telling you, I'm not just making that up. Like, I don't get paid to tell you that. Like, you really can. How old are you? My son's 11. My son's about flying at 9.
I'm not.
So you can start flying. It's that simple. I'm telling you. Yes, ma'am.
My brother's 11.
Your brother can fly a plane at 11. It can be done. Don't let anybody tell you differently. Yes, ma'am.
You said you traveled all over around the
Yes,
world?
ma'am.
Where's your favorite place?
Brisbane, Australia. Brisbane, Australia. My favorite place, hands down. Yes, sir. Madagascar, I have not. I have not. A couple more questions.
I have a question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You were talking about women pilots and that kind of thing.
Yes, ma'am.
But I don't know whether everybody does this, because I'm one of those kind of people, I want to know who's flying. But if I get on the plane and I don't see the door close to the cabin, then I wait until everybody's off and then I'll say goodbye to whoever is flying. And there was one, the first time I actually saw all, was it 3 or 4 people in the cabin.
Yes.
They were all women, and they were all
Was that
African
the Delta?
American women.
That was, what, 4 5 years ago? Or was that?
Well, it was.
Oh, it was longer than that.
It was a lot longer than that. Because
Okay.
Delta was the first
Yeah.
airline that I knew that had female pilots, and then African American
Yeah.
female
That's the only
pilots.
time that it's happened. That hasn't happened since.
Just, but you can go in there. It's not gonna. It's
All of them were all African American females from Delta. I think it was Delta Airlines, if I'm not mistaken. But they did that. I mean, it hasn't been done since, so that was important. Last question. Yes, sir.
Have there been older women, like 79,
79.
60, 40?
60 is not that old, but. So when you start flying commercial, everybody has to stop at 65. No matter what, how great you are, how physically fit you are, at 65 you have to call it quits. Because they feel like that's the age that things are going to start deteriorating. Your vision might not be as good next year. So you can still fly. You can still fly the smaller planes, or if you own your own plane, you can fly that, but you can't fly for a commercial airline after 65. So if she's 70, unfortunately, she's not going to make the cut. All right? Well, thank you all very much. I truly enjoyed it.